Hello my beautiful creatives and welcome back to my art channel. My name is Chrissie B and I'm a creativity coach hoping to inspire you to live a more creative life every day. Now as I tell you that, I am taking some of the washi tape off of my underpapers because I have decided that this underpaper is beyond and I want to change it out. Now I don't change my underpapers out terribly often because I like them to get like nice and juicy and painty so that I can like play with it and do something else on it. But before I retire this one and use this in my actual art journals, I thought I would take some time to actually play on it because it's kind of big. So I'm going to pull out a ruler, make myself a little bit of room here. I just want to kind of tear it down the center so I can make them a little more less scary. The two halves, that is. Oops. Let's see if I can get this to tear. It kind of doesn't want to, but I am the boss, so it will. And it doesn't have to tear beautifully. I use a very large watercolor piece of watercolor paper. It's 18 by 24 inches. So that is both halves. See how messy? Oh my gosh. So it's kind of a hot mess. I don't know if I can really use it yet. I'm sure I will be able to, but I want to play on it just a little bit, kind of as if it were its own substrate. So that way I can make some really cool papers for, you know, adding into my art journal. And it's a really fun way not to waste this because it has so much juicy inkiness on it that I really want to just kind of play. So I'm gonna grab a paintbrush and I'm gonna kind of approach this as if I've already done a layer on one of my abstract pieces and just kind of keep going on it. And I don't want to put too much pressure on myself, you know, oops, put my kindergarten cap on. That was a lot of paint. But I just kind of wanna, I don't know, just play before I put my new underpaper down. So if you're interested, the watercolor paper that I'm using is, it's from a pad of Strathmore watercolor paper. I'm looking at it right now, it's on the floor. It's 18 inches by 24 inches. There's 12 sheets in the pack and it's 140 weight paper. Now I like putting this down because if you see, my art table is actually kind of a brown color and I honestly just don't like it. So, I mean, that's the reason, because I just don't like it. I like filming on white, a white background better than a brown background. So that was my solution. And I'm just going to kind of keep choosing colors and just kind of making a mess, kind of feeling a more purposeful mess than maybe what was on here. This also gives me a way to use up some of my paints that maybe, I don't know, not that I'm bored with these paints, but I know that these are the Dina Wakley Heavy Body paints. I know that they're no longer being produced, so once they're out, they're gone. So I'm kind of excited to see what art supply I'm gonna have take its place. Let's see, I feel like I need maybe a purple in here. I don't want to lose all of this like gorgeous, messy, I don't know, craziness. But I don't mind covering some of it up, just a little bit. So let's see, let's grab some Ocean, which is a color I absolutely love. Now, Dina Wakley still has other paints that she's putting out, same colors, and she even has more colors than what I even have. I don't necessarily like the formulation of it. See, I feel like this paint is whipped a little bit more, so you can put a little bit down and it goes a lot further. I don't think the other ones do quite as well. And I've been using this for a while, and I've kind of been using it sometimes as a crutch because all the colors, not all of them, but they're generally made to go together. So I don't have to do a lot of thinking in the color department. I really want to expand my creativity muscles by having to do some of those choices myself. Although it has been really nice to have colors that are formulated to go together. So let's see, let's grab another blue. Let's do the sky color. Just kind of really just using this as if it were a gigantic canvas or an art journal page of some sort, just big. I've got all sorts of, this is where I like clean off my stamps, and my version of cleaning off stamps is essentially just tapping them down, like doing a ghosting. Stamping them off essentially until there's no more paint coming off of them. That's my version of cleaning. So that's what I do on this thing. I also do some doodling. I also make sure my pens are working, so you'll see a lot of these little circly scribble marks. Yeah, sometimes you'll get overspray, although I don't spray very often because being in the trailer, that's a little bit difficult. And then also, now back in the condo again, the condo has beige carpets in the art studio, so I am very careful to make sure I don't put color where I don't want it, meaning on the floor. Because the goal is to sell this condo after it's done being remodeled. So just kind of keep scrubbing it on. I'll probably do this in 2 videos is my guess, because this one will be one, and then this other one underneath can be a second one. Because I can tell this is going to take me a while. Because I want it to, because I like it, it's fun. And I don't want to treat this as something too precious. So I'm thinking about adhering some book pages down, and I'm thinking about doing that by using a glue stick, which isn't normally how I would do it, but you know, keeping it easy. I've got my paint things in front of me. Let me just kind of clean up myself a little bit, clean up a little bit after myself. Try to make the cleanup process as painless as possible. And I always put my things back and forth. I'm not sure why this is all wonkified. So let's just fix that real quick. And let's grab some of my scrap papers and a glue stick and a glue pad because I can. Let's move this paint out of the way. Oh, I have a little feather on my table. Feathers in my world. I always look for feathers when I go for walks, because in my world, feathers means blessings are coming. Like it's a message from the universe to remind me, hey, no matter what's going on, blessings are on their way. So I usually have feathers floating around somewhere. Oh, that's why. It's because I brought one of my paints. Okay, we'll deal with you later. And we're going to put down some, what's this, dictionary? This is actually, I think, encyclopedia. I have a little stack of papers that are kind of glued together, so I'm kind of tearing them apart. Does that ever happen in your stash? You swipe something through maybe whatever's sitting on your underpaper, which is probably what happened here. I probably had glue sitting somewhere and accidentally swiped through it, not realizing. See? So I got some music sheets and some encyclopedia sheets, and I'm just going to take some glue stick and glue those down. I think when I'm all done with, you know, decorating this, I'm going to cut this down so it is even smaller. And now that I'm saying it out loud, oh my gosh. Okay, so my brain is going my brain is on. So what I'm saying is I thought I was just going to use these in my, you know, my art journal stuff somewhere, like I normally do. And now I'm thinking, wouldn't it be so cool if I just turned this into a book? Cut them into smaller pages and bound them together. And I don't know if I'll do, I can do Coptic, although I haven't done it before. It'd be a good way to learn. Coptic stitching, or maybe I can do, what is that one fold called? There's a folding technique. It's like a hidden hinge, a hinge journal, so you can't actually see. Yeah, anyways, trust me on that. If I end up doing it, I'll show you what I do and show you how I do it. So I think that'd be fun. See how that works? Just random. Just gonna kind of keep putting papers down as I want. Okay, so let's grab what? Whoops. Stenciling. Now that I don't have an underpaper to use, I need to grab a paper plate, which I haven't used in a while, but I don't have an underpaper on my desk at the moment. I guess I could use that one. Oh, who knows? The crazy way my brain works. Okay, so I have 2 stencils that I'm going to pull out, and only because they're at the top of my stencil stack, and that's my squares and these little circle-y things. I don't know what they're called. That's the sad thing about the new Tim Holtz stamps. Stencils, they used to have the titles on them, and now they have a number down at the bottom, but there's no title on it. So it's hard for me to articulate to you what stencil that is. It is number THS087, if that helps. So I'm going to grab I don't know, maybe umber, because I don't ever use it, ever. So let's try that. Grab a new brush, because my other one is currently sitting in water waiting to go get cleaned. And let's do this one. And I want to use these little guys up top here. I think that's where I'm kind of floating. Put myself back in frame for you so you can see what I'm doing. There's that one. Now I have this one. I don't know if I want to take a color or if I want to, I don't know. I do not know. I am thinking I want to have a pink of some sort. Do I want fuchsia? And I'm going to use a palette knife. So let's put my stencil down, pick up some paint. I don't know how well this is going to work, but we're going to do it. And lies, we're going to do it with our fingers. Whoops. Because it wasn't working well. So for my next step, I've decided I want to do some stamping. So I've grabbed an archival black ink here, jet black. And I've grabbed 2 different sets of Tim Holtz texture stamps. I'm not sure which one I want to go with, but I've got them both at the ready. Let me give you a little bit more room to see. Now this Underpaper had this on there, and I think it was actually a stencil that I had used, but I really liked that and I missed that I can't see it. So I'm gonna just do some random stamping of that texture. Okay, so maybe that's it, because this is getting really dark, which is fine for what I'm going to do with it, but I think that's probably a great place to stop on there. I pulled out some washi tape, some different colors of washi tape. I kind of stuck to the pink, blues, and purples kind of tones, and I'm going to just put some down. This one has a little bit of an orange in it, but that's okay. I think if you look at this, there's a couple pieces of orange at different places, so how was that for high-tech fancy schmancy? And we're just going to put some down. I want to do one more stencil because I want to bring a little bit of white into this crazy razzmatazz, I think. Do I want a stencil or do I just want to do some white doodling? Okay, so now what? I don't know. I really want to cut these out so bad, but I feel like I need to get my doodling and grunging up done first. So just using carpenter pencil. I do this everywhere. I want to cut this out. I also want to, I don't know, what do I want to do? I want to not only cut it out, but I want to, I've decided that I'm going to make this into a little inspirational book. I think that'd be super fun to do. I'm going to do more doodling on it once it is an actual book. I don't know what to do with the back sides of the pages, so we'll figure that out probably later. I need some measurements. So I'm pulling my large ruler out again so I can measure. This is 18 inches wide, which makes sense because it's 18 inches by 24 inches. So what I need to do is cut this 9 inches, and I can do that using my cutter. Bear with me, I always have to stop and think, okay, how do I do this? because I don't use this cutter the right way very often, if ever. I guess that's as high as you're going to get today. And let's fix this. So what I say, 9 inches. 9 inches, we'll cut it in half. Okay, so let's get that to 9 inches. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but I would like it to be close. So there's 2 halves. So that's 9. I'm really bad at this, people. I'm very sorry. 9. So that would be 4.5. Right? Half of 9 is 4.5. Okay, got this 4.5 as well. 4.5. Okay, so that's how tall our pages are going to be. And for my next step, it's 12 inches. So first thing we're gonna do is cut them in half into 6 inches. I guess theoretically I could just do 3 inches each. 12, right? No, let's just do this right. We'll do 6 inches each. Then these will be 6 inches as well. And 6 inches again, and then we'll half those, so those will be 3 inches apiece. One, two, this is where I'm always a little bit confused. 3 is there. It's not marked, so I always have to remember. So it's a very good thing I checked because I almost lost you. My battery needed changing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So there's 16 pages. I think what I'll do is I will do a hinged notebook. So what I will do is I'll have to figure out which side. I don't mind losing some of it because the hinge will hide. But I'll show you that next in my next video. So let's see. I'm taking away the raw edges, and I'm also taking any edge that's all white. And I'm going to mix these pages up so they're not quite so matchy-matchy, if that makes sense. There we go. So next time we meet, I will show you how to go about putting this into a hinged notebook. I will also show you how to make a cover and a back for this as well. The other thing I really want to do is I want to collect, what did I say, 16? Inspirational quotes or thoughts. So I'm going to type those up, 16 of them, and I want to do one for each page. And essentially, I guess this is turning into sort of a doodle book, sort of. A doodle book made out of your Underpaper. So, I don't know, it's a fun way to not waste it. Anyways, I hope that you had fun watching that. I'm sorry if this ends up being a little bit of a long video. I have a feeling it will be. But I think that it's going to be a lot of fun to finally put together and like be able to carry this little guy around and show off some of your handiwork. Off of what really was going to be garbage. Because I think a lot of people just toss their Underpapers away. I hope that's not true. I hope that that was a broad categorization that was wrong. Because I can't imagine you throwing your Underpapers away. But I think this will be a fun thing to play with. I think it'll be a fun thing to put your thoughts in. This will be also a fun way to put like really small images and just have like an art journal with a whole bunch of backgrounds already created that you can do something with. So anyways, Next time we meet, I will show you how to create your own little hinge book to put all of these into a book. You will also be creating a cover and a back for your little book as well. So it'll be 16 pages long, not including the cover and the back. And you will essentially have a little art journal ready to go with some pre-made backgrounds. And for the most part, you used it by using your Underpaper. I'm really excited. I can't wait to get started on that next piece. So you know the video will be coming out shortly. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you. Don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe, share this one with your friends. You will not want your friends to miss out on this one because I have a feeling that they'll want to do some little travel journals on their own. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, bye for now.